Welcome back. Today I've got a new build. It's a micro, and it's one of the smallest ones I've done to date. It is a Meteor65 clone, and I say clone because I just bought all the parts and I'm going to do it up myself. And for once, and this is probably a mistake, I'm not going to use Crossfire. Yep. I have some leftover FrSky receivers, and I figure I might as well use them up. And this is the frame right here, and it says on the back BetaFPV Meteor65 Micro. And we will be I think this is the flight controller. The flight controller for this guy, and this should be a super straightforward, simple build, is this little 1S guy right here. And we're actually going to end up removing this, at least I think we are, this BT connector, because the batteries I bought I don't think have that. So let me just double check that. Where did I put those batteries? I put them right here. Right where they belong. Yeah, these are 300 milliamp hour batteries, and here's what they look like. And obviously this connector and this connector are not compatible, and I thought, gee, maybe I can just make it work or cut this off or something. No, can't really do that. So we're not going to even try that. Instead, we're just going to remove this connector by unsoldering it and replacing it with one of these. So we'll take this guy and we'll make him about the exact same length, just to keep it simple. And we're going to need this, and might as well do this now while we've got it fresh in our minds. Yeah, that was just sort of an oversight on my part that I ordered it with this guy, and we'll save this one. There's no reason to throw it away or anything. It's perfectly fine connector. I just haven't converted, I haven't bought any batteries. Once I use up these 1S batteries, and you get 20 charges, 50 charges out of them maybe if you're lucky, we'll end up taking it apart again and swapping it over, or just building a new one, whatever. Doesn't matter all that much. And the motors I got for this, it's not going to matter at all, I don't think, which connector we use, because the motors are so incredibly tiny that it's really pretty unbelievable that they're even motors. So you can see these are 603s, right? Did I say that right? 603, yep. 1900 kV. And we are going to return some props, some little tiny props for this thing, and hopefully we'll be able to fly it around the basement here. And hopefully all this lines up and everything works according to plan. So we're going to go ahead and get this unsoldered and taken apart and put together and fashioned up. And then here's the FrSky receiver I plan to use with it. Let's see, the pads for that are located right back here. So we've got 5-volt ground and out, in, and I'm not really sure. Let's see what it says in the instructions. This is the instructions for this one. well, we'll pull up the user manual in a minute on my phone and see what it says, but I suspect it's that last one. Yeah. 1S F4 plug and play. I mean, I don't think this has Free Sky on it, but you know, shit, I could be wrong. But yeah, it should be out would be video out, I would be video in, and then this one over here, the one I can't quite read, is a hole through, and I think it says like T1 or R1 or 11. No idea. One of those. But we'll get that taken care of. We'll get it all figured out. So let's get started. And I think I'll pull this guy apart first. And that's probably the correct order. And we'll bring out our trusty stick vise. And we'll do... Now this board, you might not believe it, but it's like super flimsy, so I'm not going to be cranking down on it too much. Yeah, I mean it is some super duper thin PCB. I mean I'm kind of amazed at how thin it is. I'm going to need some solder for this process because it does not want to come free or melt. It's that leaded free stuff. Oh, come on. There's one. There's two. Alright, we've got positive connected to positive and negative connected to negative. Then the connections look pretty good and they don't look bridged. But let's confirm that right after I take a sip. Oh, good. Gotta have the coffee. Alright, all we're doing here is we're touching positive and negative and checking for continuity. Alright, we should definitely have continuity between here and ground, and we do. Good stuff. Alright, now that one is done. Let's get our motors mounted up in our frame as our next feat of engineering. And these are going to be Phillips head, and I'm going to use top of this guy to hold them for now. Okay, so this side I believe goes down. That seems to make the most sense, and these should come up towards up along this guy like so. That's my general belief. Yep, I'm okay with that. Alright, let's get it lined up. Looks like it's going to fit without fighting me. Okay. Get this guy. Check to make sure we're still recording. Yep. These screws are tiny. There's one. These aren't He-Man tight yet or anything. They're just barely threaded. That one feels good. Yeah, I was interested in this. Actually, I was interested in the Meteor65. I'd asked for that for Christmas. Ended up with a slightly different drone, a Mavic clone, and when it's nice out, I wouldn't mind taking that out and flying it. It's different, something I've never flown before. But instead of ordering a Meteor65, I decided to build one, or build something close. And this gets pretty close. Pretty darn close. Oh, I'm losing my motors. Oh, quit fighting. Quit fighting me. These are like watch screws. I mean, they're really tiny. Sunglass screws. It's basically their size. Flying sunglasses. There's a project. Make a drone into a pair of sunglasses. Have it fly off your face, fly around. If you could have it land back on your face, that would actually be kind of interesting. You know, without blinding you, obviously. Step, you know, it's a series, it's a progression. You know, step 1, make it fly. Step 2, make it not blind you. There we go. Alright, let's just go around and snug them down. Gentle. I mean, the amount of pressure I'm putting on these is like ridiculously low. Say hi to the camera.
Hi.
Alright, now you'll be on the video, okay? Alright, so where were we before we were interrupted? This is the flight controller that I actually have, and we have an S-Bus pad, which is an inverted R2 basically, an RX2. We also have a 5-volt and a ground. So we're going to make use of those. They're all on this one side of the board in itty bitty little pads. And we're going to just use up some existing wire, and we'll grab black, a yellow, or did I call red black? I did, didn't I? Man. Alright. So we'll reuse those. I think that was from probably my Crossfire. Tin this one. Okay. And now we will try to tin this board. Okay. We want from this side. So we're going to need ground. Oh, man. I'm going to need my vise again. This is just so tiny I can barely. Okay. Screws, get all the shit out of the way. Alright, there's the frame. Here's what we got. We got alright. There's that one. Now the very last one on that bottom row. S-bus, and then the 5-volt is across from the ground. Okay, so 5-volt. Let's see if I can get this down through there. Okay. One. Let's get the ground. Okay, I think that one's okay. And this oh, made a mess of that pad. Oh. Okay. We're just going to heat it up. Hopefully everything flows back away. We'll see. We'll see if that did it. We got a loose solder joint here. Alright, that one's definitely got it. We're okay on those two. Good. And our camera is just one of these guys, and I've already got the TPU mount printed out for us. And this is a combination. This is the Wolfwhoop WT07. Is the WT07 has ground and 5-volt, and then it has a signal out and a signal in, and as I recall, the instructions are backwards, so signal out is green and signal in is yellow. 5, there's that one. That one's the in, that one's the out, this one is ground, and this one is 5 volts. And we'll give these a little quick twist and grab a clamp rather, and tin these real fast. We don't need a ton on these, but do need some. Okay. I have no idea why BetaFPV's website is twitching, but it's really annoying. Yeah. And there's no smart audio with this guy. It's just a little 25 milliwatt transmitter. It's not nothing to write home about. And we can just follow this diagram, and we'll tin up these pads, which is 5 volt. We'll do ground. Oh, come on. Out and in. So that was 5 volt. Turn that guy off. It's gonna fight me. I can just feel it. Ground. Okay. Video out. And video in. Okay. I believe this says S-bus, 5 volt and ground. So the S-bus, 5 volt and ground in that order. Alright. Moving along. Tension on that. Tin it. This bus, 5 volt. Come on. And ground. Okay. And we'll do probably like, it's probably plenty right there. Do a quick 10 on these guys. Okay. Now we've got signal. $5 volts. Oh, come on. Don't fight me. And ground. Alright. I think that's the end of the first part. So we got this configured. We'll make sure that we bind it in this next part and get it all set up. Well, not set up, but get the model created in the QX7 and make sure that it's talking to our receiver, and then yeah, we'll get it all mounted up in the next part. Hopefully we get it flying. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and for the brief interruption, and yeah, hope you keep watching.